and where am I going? Dublin.
Have you been?
I've been at most of those places, but I've never been to. I'm going to Helsinki, Finland,
Amsterdam.
which sounds cool to go to, and I've never done a show in Amsterdam. So
You're gonna love Amsterdam.
have you done shows there?
Wink, wink. Yeah, I went there with Patrice and Keith a couple times. It's they're great. Fucking love it. They love comedy.
Really? Because
Oh,
I've
they
done
love
other cities in Holland, and they, some shows were good, and some shows you're like, oh, I'm in Holland doing a show.
Oh no, they were great. We did Den Haag.
Yeah, I did
Rotterdam.
that one. Yeah.
Remember the? Yeah.
Were you at that festival?
I did the Den Haag Festival, Den Haag, however they say it, and then Rotterdam Festival, and then I did the. Me and Patrice and Keith went to Amsterdam and did like a week there, and I did the Black Show too.
Really?
Yeah.
What are
the Bounce?
What are they into comedy wise?
They like all. I mean, everybody was killing it. Everybody.
So you don't have to change your act that much.
No, they had a TV show that we used to do in Rotterdam, and then I was there with Ben Bailey, Tony Woods. It was like a bunch of us American comics were over there. And then they like, when you draw like eyes on your chin and you hang upside down, and they put a cloth over your head, and they love that shit too.
Oh, they love
like that guy
so
kills.
they'll like my closer.
We don't.
Yeah.
We don't.
I mean, my opener.
Yeah, like that guy would
start strong.
That guy would go on every night and just murder, and we'd just be like, "What?"
We don't really like that in America.
They would like that here, I think. You
Yeah.
do that at
Yeah.
any club. You do that at a comedy cellar. You hang upside down with eyes on your
So
chin.
he has to hang upside down for how long?
If you drew like eyes on if you closed your fist, and
Yeah,
drew
I know
eyes, they
that
would
one,
love
too.
that over there.
But I need to get into this a little bit. So the guy hangs for 20 minutes?
No, like 15. I think he would come out. There was another guy called Zero Boy or something. I don't know what his name was.
Yeah.
He would come out and they love he mimes, like he would do sounds, but he would go New York. I
saw a mime in Montreal. I mean,
all that shit.
The best thing about that kind of act is like you can kill anywhere. You can go to a place where no one speaks a word of English.
Oh yeah,
and it's just a kill. You're just a kill machine.
Montreal this year.
That guy, the tape guy. Did you see that guy?
Boy with tape on his mouth,
destroyed.
What?
He's funny though.
I was walking in and everybody was like, "Oh, he's brilliant! Oh my God, he's amazing!" I'm like, "What is it?" He goes out and puts tape on his mouth, and then he does a mime show.
Why the tape on the mouth?
Because he's a
what
mime.
Am I missing?
But it's a new way to be a mime.
Oh, he's just figured out a new way to be a mime.
It's just a new thing.
Okay.
Instead of me not opening my mouth, I'm putting tape on it.
What kind of tape, though?
It was black tape. It was
black
good tape. It was
electrical
really good
tape.
It was black.
It was
Good
edgy.
choice.
High-grade electrical
It was
tape.
edgy.
Very
Tape
good.
boy.
Good choice.
Tape boy. Boy with tape on mouth or something like that. Some wordy thing. But he killed.
Yeah. He was the guy I was talking about. Yeah.
But is he good though? Like I don't know what kind of
thought it was
mime
good.
do.
I can see why people liked it. It's not like
What does he do? Like what's something he does that you go like, oh, that's kind of cool.
he did a thing where
Was he in a box?
He had like a sort of a puppet that made it look like he was dancing with this woman while Lady in Red played, and it doesn't really work on the radio. But it was entertaining. I
He's got YouTube videos.
Yeah.
Was he on? There's the
him.
black tape. Okay.
Yeah, nice guy too.
He's a nice guy.
He might be funny though. Looks like Neil Brennan.
Have we gotten to the point where watching a mime act on the
Yeah,
radio?
I know. I'm more
It's gotten
curious.
that bad?
He's opening he's putting on giant white mittens like oven mitts.
Oven mitts.
Oven mitts. They aren't oven mitts. They're not like oven mitts. Is this a gala? Imagine I'm going to follow this shit. All right, so he's just raising his oven mitts.
Oh gosh! All right.
So what happens is
We can't do
the oven mitts. Let me fill you in. There's two of them, and they're facing each other, so they look like fucking sperm whales because they're being held upside down.
Right.
And you can imagine each one is singing a verse of this.
Well, each mitt has an eye. So
Yeah, you know what
you're
helped
looking
this
at
bit?
the side of a
Jack
face.
Ruby. That's what helped this bit. Well, talking about Montreal.
Yeah, it's
Europeans love this stuff.
No, I
So do
could
Americans.
see.
I mean, there was in the streets. There was women doing hair. They would do hair, just hairstyles.
Yeah.
With a DJ, and he was old too. He had male patterned baldness, gray hair going around, and he was the DJ, and he wouldn't even smile. Nobody would smile. They're just doing hair in kooky outfits, and there was a fucking crowd every night for hours. Hours.
So he blasted music while I kind of just breezed by that booth for some reason. I didn't go, hey, this is my booth.
Yeah.
The DJ haircutter.
People were staring for hours just watching people do hair.
That's
to DJ
bizarre.
music, to house music.
All right. We got a guy who's been on hold for 15 minutes. I got to do this. He wants to prove that Jesus exists.
Oh.
We did a whole religious hour.
Yeah, I heard a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where you are with the religion, but...
I'm with this guy who's about to call.
What do you got, Nick?
All right, boys. All right, I'm gonna prove to you that Jesus exists. Not in the same way that a lot of Christians believe in him, but you look at the Bible, like his story. It only goes up to, there's an 18-year gap missing in his life. We don't know what the fuck he was doing, what happened to him. From age 12, all it says is, and then he just, he grew in spirit or something like that. But there's a lot of evidence, and pretty strong evidence that he traveled to India during that time. And he visited like a lot of Buddhist temples, and that he trained, I guess, with a lot of these Buddhist masters over there. And he went by, they called him Saint Issa, I-S-S-A, and they really revere him over there. I mean, they worship him pretty much just as much as Christians do in a lot of these, like, Buddhist temples. And they got, like, manuscripts describing someone that looks just like him. And then the idea is that he trained and he became, like, this master kind of guy. And then he went back at age 30. He went back, and that's when he started everything else. But, yeah, there's a lot of evidence supporting that, and there's a lot of just cool shit in the New Testament that's kind of hidden. It's like in a little bit in coding or whatever, but like the star in the east, for example, when he's born, that's a real interesting thing because like in the east, like the east is actually symbolic of like the mind, basically, like the upper half of the body. And there's yogis, I guess, who claim and who have proven, I guess, there's a lot of them, there's like a science to it that these guys like get really good at meditation, I guess, and they look at the point between like their eyebrows or something, like the third eye point, and they can actually see a 5-pointed white star. And this is something, I guess, that's provable only if you do it, I guess, but there's books that...
Sir, can I don't mean to interrupt you. I just want to ask you. I don't mean to jump in there, but you said you were going to... I've heard the same things, that Christ took boats to... I've heard even that Mary was possibly buried in England. You know, there's Christ took boats all over and ministered all over the world, and that's why that big gap occurred. But you're not proving that he existed by giving us a yogi in the mind.
Well, the third eye.
Yeah, it's hard to... Like, I know he comes up in a lot of different texts.
When you meditate, the third eye is a big thing. But why isn't this stuff documented? Why from 12 to 30 if he was doing all this stuff? Why isn't it documented better?
Yeah, somebody got really lazy.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. That's the thing. I mean, like you said, Opie, you mentioned earlier, I mean, they threw out about 98% of like all the stuff that could have been included in the Bible, and they only picked like 4 books.
We need the director's cut of the book.
Yeah, exactly. They really.
We went to Singapore and opened up a bar for a few months.
But we saw what happened, like when Apocalypse, the fucking redo came out. You're like, yeah, they made smart edits. Well, you know what I mean? It was actually better the way it was originally released.
I think Jesus existed as a man, but did he walk on water? Did he make
well, in my
water
eyes.
into wine? Do you know what I mean?
I don't know.
I think that's she probably existed, and he probably had a following, but.
Well, we got Eugene who wants in on this badly. Eugene, go ahead.
Yes.
You're on with Nick in New York.
Hey guys, Nick, you're a fucking idiot. This sounds like fuck you, bro. This is the plot of Batman Begins. Jesus ran away to India to gain training from spiritual leaders and then came back and started regular shit. That's insane.
Dude, just look it up though. Like the evidence.
Where should I look it up?
Look up Jesus in India on Google. You look at a shitload of stuff. Look up
Google. Thank you. That's awesome. Google. Okay. The internet never lies.
Dude, Google has... You can't just say everything on Google is false. There's actually true things on Google. I can look up and study anything from science on Google, and it's actually true. You can't just discount anything.
Everything on Google about Jesus traveling to India is false. That's false.
All I'm saying is, why is it false? Because you just said so? Because you just decided that? You haven't even looked into it? You haven't looked at the evidence? You just decided in your head right now, okay, that sounds like bullshit, so I'm going to call it out as false.
Well, then tell me some of the research. You've done it already.
All right.
Eugene, turn the other cheek, my son.
Yeah, Eugene.
Yeah, turn your cheek.
We're learning about Jesus in India today. Thank you.
I love that Opie throws them in a pen like two fucking chickens.
Yeah. Just throw them in a trunk of a car.
Next time you do that, can we take bets on who's going to win?
It's good you have the three-way calling.
I didn't know he was going to get alpha mailed out with some tone.
That's a great idea.
Fuck you. Google is bullshit. Well, not everything.
I know. My tour dates are accurate on Google.
That's true.
Anything else, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There's just a lot of whatever. There's a guy from Russia who went over there and got all the manuscripts, and it just all the evidence points to it. They're talking about some white dude with a beard, who didn't really look.
It's Williamsburg.
I just want to say this too, though. I mean, there's the son of the Hamas leader. Interesting enough, and I also want to say too that they call it like they rever Christ like in India, and the son of like the Hamas leader. I just heard him on a radio.
Frank, yes.
Yeah, he actually like miraculously smartened up because he was with Hamas and all that, and he said, all right, fuck this is dumb. If there's a God, why would he want us to kill innocent people? Which, okay, yeah, duh. And then he ended up just leaving that. Now he's actually fighting against him, his own dad, who's running Hamas right now. And then, like, this guy who was interviewing him asked him, so what's your religion? Are you still a Muslim, or what are you? And he's like, I'm not really any religion. All he said was, like, Christ conscious. That's like, and in India, Christ consciousness is like...
Sir, I got to say, I know you mean well. I would say, as far as Hitchens did a better job of proving Christ existed.
Yeah, the call says wants to convince you Jesus exists with some real cool facts about history.
Yeah, there's no cool facts there.
Well,
yeah.
I can't give you... I'm saying this, Jimmy, I would just say if you looked at the... I can't just...
You can't make me drink, but you can lead me to water. I understand.
Right.
Well, if you just look into it, look at those facts.
What kind of boat ride would that be back in the day to India? A real long one, right?
Yeah.
Is it even possible back then to travel like that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
See you later, buddy. Thank you.
Wait. Hold on a minute. No, you want Nick?
No.
All right,
hang on.
You want Nick or
from...
Jamie?
Is Nick the guy on the phone now?
Yeah, and you got to go
Jamie.
You got to go Jamie Cold.
I'll do Jamie Cold. $5.
$5. All right, we're starting this today. Go ahead, Jamie and Phil. You're on with Nick.
What's going on?
Hey.
This caller's bullshit, obviously. Bill Maher has a bit on Religious about the Indian god that was also born on the 25th of December. So obviously we see where Jesus got it all from. He went over there, stole somebody else's identity, and now he's having a good time, making other stupid people believe him.
That's to you, Nick.
One more quick thing. Jesus also said if you have the faith of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. But Jesus said it. You were there when he said it. But that's where we're at. You have no facts on anything. You ever watch Christopher Hitchens? He's already proven everything you say wrong. And he went to India. You're just pulling out. He probably never traveled more than 5 miles because he was on his feet. All right, well, I'll say this, though. There is a verse where he says, if you have faith of a mustard...
I win.
I have zero.
I win. I just here's self-esteem crack.
Can't do it.
He said that kind of faith...
I'm sure he did.
Except by fasting and prayer.
All right, cool.
All right.
But that's what the Buddha did, too.
Yes, we know that. It's old hat.
It's old hat.
Old hat.
He's proving himself with more fiction. That's great.
All right, Jamie.
Well, good luck
Thank
to you, Nick.
Jamie,
whatever, hang in there.
Nick, thank you, brother.
I appreciate it.
All right, very good.
You're religious,
You
Todd?
proved a lot today.
No, I'm not.
Not a religious guy, Todd.
No, I'm Jewish, but not religious. That's all.
Well, it's religion.
Well, I just shut down the show. Let's bring
I
Nick
know.
back
Well,
up.
we're all shocked that we actually allowed a you-know-what in the studio. We had no idea this was happening. How was your special? I didn't see it.
The crowd work tour?
Yeah.
Oh, that turned out all right.
That's what a brave thing to do, just to go out and fucking shoot yourself talking to the audience and make that a special. Like, that's a tremendously risky venture.
Thank you. It was fun. I did 7 shows.
Right.
I'd done a bunch of them, but I filmed 7 shows up the West Coast, ending in Anchorage. for a little color.
But when you're talking to people, aren't they? How do you know if you're getting legitimate interaction out of them? Because like crowd work is very, it's like it's in that moment. But if they know a camera is showing, it's like.
I think it was real. There was one guy in L.A. who seemed really good. I was like, oh, I'm going to put him in. And then he came and goes, yeah, I made all that up. I was like, okay, well.
But did it play well? Did you take him out or
I
no?
did cut him out because I felt a little burned by him. But everyone else seemed pretty sincere. And
didn't Louis produce that with you?
Louis produced it, and it's on his site.
Yeah.
I was just on the phone with Louis telling him this idea, and like, I'm going to write to someone and see if they'll pay for it. And he's like, he kept asking me questions. And he's like, would you let me put this out? I was like, yeah.
Were you hinting to him though? Come on.
No, it didn't even occur to me. I was just excited that he returned my phone call.
Right.
No, I wasn't being passive aggressive. I'm going, boy, I wish I had a rich comedian friend.
You weren't being Rich Voss.
No, because Rich doesn't know how to be passive aggressive. Rich would just call and go, "Hey, Louie, do this,
please."
Yeah, there would be no.
Our podcast is number 40 on iTunes.
So you went out and you shot 7 shows.
Yeah, this guy Lance Bangs, who's done a bunch of comedy specials, brought a whole crew, and it was something that, like, if Louis didn't get involved, I never would have been able to do it because it's just like, I wouldn't even know that you can put little cameras on the it's just, I wouldn't be. It's too much. Just doing the shows is.
Yeah, how did you do that? Was it GoPros?
There was GoPros. Like, there was some exciting driving scenes that we used GoPros, and I think there's some on stage, but then there was full on, like 4 or 5 cameras.
Nice.
And they just traveled, and yeah.
So you showed the inside the car stuff.
A little of it. It's not as exciting as the on stage stuff, which is fucking exciting.
What were you doing in the car that they filmed?
Just going, hey, look at those cows. Stuff that needed to be shown. Stuff that we couldn't possibly cut out.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird when you think, like, if I had a camera on me, like, and then when there is a camera on you in daily life, you're like, man, there's a lot of times nothing's happening.
Yeah, that's what I did notice, because they would follow me around, like, to get on the tour things. Like, well, I'm just kind of walking around going to get coffee. It's not like I walk around making great speeches and doing monologues.
Yeah, hilarious proclamations.
So you kind of every once in a while I would like turn to the camera and go, I'm going to get coffee now. And then we just cut that shit out.
But it's embarrassing when you know you have to riff on camera. Like if there's a camera on you and you're like, I know they're expecting something. I know so now I have to comment, but I don't really feel like commenting. It's just
your whole personality just changes.
It just changes.
Yeah, that's why I think I couldn't do improv like UCB kind of improv, just because it's too like you have to improv now.
What about putting tape on your mouth and miming? Could you do that?
I could.
The improv stuff is weird because you have to kind of go in directions that you don't want to go in. Like you had never say no. I'm not knocking those guys. That's a real, like you watch Amy Poehler do that shit.
Yeah, she's good.
Fucking
but you're improv. You're improv.
Yeah, I mean, like crowd work is different.
Crowd work is improv because you never know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
So I mean, to go up and do, I know you as your act. Your act is great.
Thank you.
Your stand up is awesome. I didn't even know you were. I mean, you're a low-key guy, too. To go up and do your crowd work at a whole show like that is pretty fucking amazing.
Yeah, and the shows were, like, longer than any shows I've ever done. Like, just because I would look down on my watch and be like, it's already an hour. I mean, I did, like, an hour and 45, which is, normally I would say is way too, some of the shows, I would say that's too long for any comedian to do.
Right.
Well, not really. Especially if you're picking pieces out of it in crowd work, it's just different. Yeah. It's alive.
Yeah.
How do you repeat, like, material... You'll repeat. Obviously, we all do it. But when you're doing crowd work, is there anything you're finding like, okay, there's a fat lady, and I kind of went in this direction with a fat lady, and you redo it to get it better with another fat lady?
Yeah, I mean, there were a couple. Well, I didn't necessarily redo. There were things I cut out because I like, I like this guy, and then I like this guy, and then I like, they're both comedians who showed up. So I don't want 7 of the people, like 2 of the 7 people I talked to or whatever in the whole thing to be comedians, because then it'll look like, it's just they set it up to just.
What do you mean, people in the audience? Or
yeah, like in the audience, I'd just talk to them and the guy would say he was a comedian because, the way comedians show up to see us.
Oh no, that's the guy. What a killer that is. Yeah. I mean, in a bad way.
But there was one good interaction with the guy at the beginning.
Was he funny? Was he trying to be funny?
No, he was playing ball. His name was Austin Train. And
that's his real name or a show?
Yeah, he was like a guy who he just came from an open mic to see my show, and he got applause when he said, he goes, I just came from open mic, and everyone started applauding. I was like, wow, you don't usually get applause for I just did an open mic.
Yeah.
So it was fun. That was in San Diego.
Well, was he lying or was he being truthful?
No, he was being truthful. Yeah, I mean, it was like a bunch of San Diego comics showed up to that show, but... Do you get comics at your shows? Right?
And I'll notice it in the back at the end. Like, I never know that they're there. And I kind of don't want to know they're there because when there's other comedians, even if they're like a newer comic, it's a different energy, and you want them to enjoy you more than the audience. There's something about that. You just want them to.
I like it. I'm flattered when comedians show up to see me.
Yeah, it feels great.
You're a comic too, though. A lot of comedians like you. Go down and watch you. So I I'll have comics want to be on the show with me. You know what I mean?
Well, I get that too. Yeah,
I'd have a lot of comics. Like a crowd of fucking new guys watching me at the end of the show.
You get those tweets. You need an opener?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
And then you're like, well, I got one.
Do you have big tits? I mean, that's very honest. That's a deal.
So how do they get the special? They go to Louis C.K.'s?
Oh, yeah, louisck.net. If you go right there, it's the first thing.
Yeah.
Which
you
is
can
what?
buy it right there, right? $5
little dollars.
$5.
You make a few bucks off that?
I do. We're into points now.
Nice.
I don't know if I'm using that term correctly.
Yeah, probably.
Did all right with that deal?
Yeah, it was an expensive special to make, but because we had to fly people to Alaska.
Why would you pick Alaska?
Yeah.
Well, that was Louis' idea.
You could have picked like Cleveland or something.
Well, I had L.A., San Francisco, Portland. He's like, why don't we do something a little more unusual? That will this way you'll have to sell another 30,000 copies too. Right. to pay for the airfare.
Cover the fucking travel.
What did you think of Alaska?
I like Alaska.
Was that your first time?
No, it's my second time. I did it.
I've never been.
Yeah, it's
Tell us about Alaska.
They're very appreciative. They're very they're rowdy and drunk. Yeah. They're just the ones who are like, we like to drink.
The nicest people ever, though.
But they are nice, and then they all it's one of those places where I come and go, thank you so much for coming here. Yeah. They really appreciate that.
It's like doing a show in Iraq for the troops.
Right. They're
that type of
we can't believe you would do this.
Yeah, they're like.
Are they all drunks there though? I've heard there's a big bar people do in Alaska. There's one of the main gigs. Drink. Jesse Joyce told me about it.
They drink. Man.
You got to assume there's more drinkers up there.
It's
less to do.
It's
in
a
general.
different life.
Nothing to do.
Yeah,
less places to just go on a.
Did you have a reindeer sausage?
No, I did.
What's a reindeer sausage?
It's a fucking reindeer. They chop up and they make it into a sausage.
Nice child's dream shattered on your grill.
What does it taste like?
It tastes like I don't know, it was too weird. I don't know if it was psychologically I couldn't eat it, but I had a couple bites and I fucking.
Does it taste gamey?
It tastes gamey. It's not like
that gamey taste.
We have that Italian sweet sausage I like, but reindeer sausage I couldn't even do.
Sounds terrible.
It sounds awful.
Yeah, but they love them.
There's that hot dog place. Where is it? Somewhere in like Chicago or Denver, where they're like you can get like an elk hot dog.
Yeah.
It's like I'll go regular hot dog, thank you.
Yeah, that's bad enough.
Right.
Today's not the day I try the elk hot dog.
If you don't see it in New York, I don't know if you should eat it. You know what I mean?
When you're out
it was that popular, you would see it all over the place in New York City.
Although they may have a lot of elk there. Like maybe they're just trying to fucking kill the elk and get rid of them.
So maybe I missed a really great hot dog experience.
Maybe.
One bite you could take of anything. I would have tried it just to fucking a buffalo burger. It sounds terrible, but a buffalo
bison burgers are pretty
good. That's what I mean.
They're all right.
Bison burgers. They're better than regular. Not regular. Better than veggie burgers. I don't know why I just wrecked everything by saying that, but I did.
You were angry at veggie burgers.
I'm thinking of how they could be delicious and they're just disgusting. Veggie burgers are fucking disgusting, and I hate that they try to make it into a burger. It's not a burger.
Black bean burger's good.
Never had one, but I would eat one. I'm really hungry right now.
I'm starving.
I would love a nice black bean burger.
Do you want to talk about duck butter?
Oh, fuck yeah. I want to drink some.
You want to talk about duck butter,
Sure,
Todd?
I might. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Well, Michael Jackson had a code. Had code words and signals that he used with a boy he allegedly molested to describe various sex acts, including duck butter. What is the definition of duck butter in this story?
I'm going to guess that's cum. I would hope.
That's right when he's coming and he yells duck to little boy.
There it is.
Is that supposed to sound more appealing than getting cum in your face or something? Exactly. Oh, it's like duck butter. Oh, I love duck butter. Well, if it's like duck butter.
Yeah, it's just a euphemism for icon jizz.
James Safechuck, I guess, now 36, claims in his lawsuit against the MJ estate, the singer started abusing him when he was 10 when he traveled with Michael to Paris for the Bad Tour in 1988. In new court docs obtained by TMZ, Safechuck says Michael taught him to use code words referring to his erection as bright light, brick city, and calling semen duck butter.
Look at that. You guys guessed that.
It's got to be.
Duck butter. Oh.
But I think he brings up his lawsuit right in the nick of time Fucking Michael Jackson. How long has he been dead now?
I think we just passed 5 years. I think we just passed the 5-year mark already.
If you got fucked in the ass in 1988, I don't want to hear about it now in court.
You had plenty of time to speak up.
Yeah, 93, I would have wanted to hear this. But if you already got your own children, and you fucking, I'm not interested in your lawsuit.
Yeah.
88. So what are we talking? 26 years ago?
Yeah.
Wow.
Plus, it must be hard coming out as a man with your own kids to let them know that you blew Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
That sucks for your kids.
Unless you're bragging.
Does the duck butter thing make you think it's true or not true?
I don't know.
But the code words?
I don't know.
Because that does sound like something he might come up with. Knowing Michael the way I do. Being one of his tight buddies.
Is one of his confidants. You think Duck Butter sounds like him?
Well, Safechuck claims Jackson also used secret signals. When they would hold hands, Michael would scratch the inside of James's hand with a finger to show he wanted to have sex. Oh, God. How old was this kid? Wouldn't the holding hands
He's 36, he was
give
10.
it away?
It's like,
he was only 10 years old. So why was he on this tour to begin with?
why would he
as
need
a
secret
10-year-old?
signals if he's? I mean, it's not like Michael Jackson's out at the mall every day.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like he's usually got privacy.
He was at the Cheesecake Factory, and he just scratched the guy's little boy's hand up. I want to fuck you.
Oh, that signal for you want to fuck me? Okay.
I wish we had some duck butter.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Cheesecake Factory probably does have duck butter.
Maybe they would giggle like little girls.
That menu's
together.
big.
If you said duck butter, everyone around you would have to say, what the fuck does that mean? Because you've never heard it before.
Unless you're in a French restaurant. They love duck.
They certainly
I
do.
got it. Trust me, I got it.
What parents are letting this kid? Sorry, what parents are letting this kid go to Japan with fucking? I bet you he would ask in front of the parents. I'll bet you like one of the people would go like, "So do you want to? Michael wants you to come to Japan and see some shows."
Right.
People are so starstruck. That,
Yeah.
of course. Like anyone else, if the guy was like a salesman for toothbrush company, they'd be like, hey, can I bring your kid to Japan with me? Why would you even ask? No, of course not.
What if you want to stay in some motels and go on tour with me?
Sure. Safe Chuck says MJ wanted a full-blown relationship with him. And he was 10 at the time?
That's bullshit.
To the point he performed a secret wedding ceremony with the boy with wedding ring and marriage certificate.
Yeah. Oh, God, he's fucking out of his mind.
He also describes how Michael would take him to various homes, including a place called The Hideout in Century City. Who would allow their kid to just wander around with Michael Jackson like this? Where they would drink sweet pink wine and watch porn, including movies of children masturbating. Safe Chuck says at one point he questioned his own sexuality because he also had a crush on Sheryl Crow, who was one of Jackson's backup singers at the time. He says Michael found out and became jealous, showing him unflattering pics of Crow without makeup. Do you believe this guy?
His story's a little tight. Like it's very sounds like he wrote it out.
He had child porn back then. You know how hard it is to.
Well, he's Michael Jackson.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to the tape guy. You have to have a certain guy that just handles the tape, and nobody must.
The
look
guy who
at
runs
it.
and gets pizza for you is probably not the same guy.
No, it's a different guy.
Well, you probably just have it in a little box that's locked. I heard he would have alarms outside of his bedroom. Like I don't know if that's true, but some things, duck butter, like that's kind of specific. Maybe a guy made that up, but.
Well, that's not a good code word. That's
No, it's
ridiculous. Safe Chuck says the abuse stopped entirely when he reached puberty. Michael was done with him.
So you get a couple hairs and you're out.
That's it.
That's exactly it.
Would you pluck the hairs at first just to keep it going for a while?
Yeah,
shave it down.
Knowing you're traveling the world with Michael Jackson.
Yeah, if you got one more trip planned, you see a hair, you yank it out angrily.
Yank it out.
Damn, you fucking 5 o'clock shadow on your cock.
Right.
Ruining everything.
Get
Damn.
one more fucking
I want
Six
to go to
Flags
Brazil.
visit.
Right. I want to go to Brazil.
I had my heart set on Iwo Jima.
Where's my tweezers, damn it? What does this kid look like? Is he on TMZ? Sammy.
I saw him looking around for.
What do you want to see if he's cute?
Yeah, we got to see if it was worth the trip to Japan.
So what's the other one? There's two. There's two of these right now. Sam.
God, they're never going to end these
I read that
lawsuits.
story that you just read.
The one, yeah, but now we got another guy, Wade Robson. Michael Jackson raped and molested me. Jeez. This is a different guy, right?
Right. This is Wade Robson. I've heard this story before. I think he said that before.
All right. So it isn't the same story.
I don't know if these guys are being truthful, but I don't want to hear about it 30 years later. It's like Just what you should do, if this is true, if your parents put you in that position, you should fucking hit them with a hammer and then not take care of them when they're old because they're shit parents and it's been too long for you to come out.
But the question is why...
But nobody back then knew... Here's the thing, though. Nobody back then was like, this guy's a child molester, right?
But there was weird rumors circulating. Yeah, there was rumors. It was weird.
Yeah, but...
People made fun of him. There was something bizarre.
It is an adult taking your kid on a trip.
Yeah, but it's not it's Michael Jackson
I know,
saying,
well, that's what I was saying.
Let's
Starstruck,
fucking...
yeah.
Hey, I want to take you... I want to hang out with your kid, and he's a kid, he's a child star, he's the biggest fucking star in the world.
Well, I understand it's awkward.
Put it into today's terms. It would be like Justin Bieber saying, let's say Bieber was into this. Obviously, we have no idea, and I'm sure he probably isn't. But you're a parent, and all of a sudden Bieber says, hey, I want to take your 10-year-old to Japan. Do you do that?
No, not at all.
Yeah, I wouldn't either.
No, I wouldn't let Max go.
So
with
what type of parent would
Unless
allow
I get
that?
to go with him.
Right.
I'd go with him.
Right, but what type of parent would allow that?
I'm not letting my kid get head without me.
Oh, Jesus. Well, let's read about this guy. The question would be, why are you guys coming out now with this
That's
shit?
exactly it.
26 years later, in this guy's case, it looks like from 1990 to 97, Australian choreographer Wade Robson dropped a bomb in court. In a stunning reversal, the famous dancer, 31, revealed a graphic list of molestation allegations against Michael Jackson. Robson wants Jackson's estate to admit that between 1990 and 1997, when Robson was between 7 and 14 years old, the king of pop committed the listed crimes against him.
Why would the estate admit it?
I also don't understand how they can possibly prove any of this.
Yeah.
At this point, with the guy being
You
dead.
can't unless it's for video or pictures or something written.
It sounds like the estate was aware of this. That's
nobody
why
found
I think he's saying
child
this.
porn when he died and they went through his shit. Nobody found anything. Nothing. There wasn't any evidence.
I don't think so.
Maybe had a crew come in.
Yeah.
Maybe the wolf came in.
Yeah. Yes. Although that happened so fast, man. All of a sudden, he wasn't sick. He's just fucking, Conrad Murray calls up and goes, there's a problem, and then he's dead.
Right.
So all of it, maybe they just blocked all of his shit
It's a
off.
good question, though. The documents accuse Jackson of putting his hand over Robson's clothed penis.
Oh, big deal. What's that worth? $200? Jesus. That's going to get $250 in court.
That's easy, though. You would allow that. It's
Yeah,
Michael
of course
Jackson.
you would.
Come on,
Grab your dick
right?
through your tough skins.
You'd let Michael touch your kids?
No, I'm saying me.
Oh, you? I thought I'd do it for nothing.
Right, that's
I'd
easy.
do it for the Instagram photo.
Yeah.
Look at this fucking half white hand.
Guess whose gloved hand this is?
Taking Wade Robson's hand and putting it inside Jackson on Jackson's underpants.
Yeah.
He is the king of pop.
Oh, he said, grab my dick.
And then you got the French kissing, showering together,
That's nice.
and much, 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 much more.
Well, I want details. What?
Well, that's how it ends.
What else? Don't fucking leave us hanging.
Yeah, stop. We're both edging
You
right
get us
now.
all, you get us all hot and bothered, and you stop there.
He's in the shower. What did he do? Did he soap up your asshole? Come on, kid. I want details.
Fucking cock tease.
Yeah, exactly.
Get
Get us all lathered up.
Robson also
Make some stuff up, Bob. Come on. Just keep going. Use your imagination, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, what's the estate supposed to admit? You're not giving us anything. You're just saying he took a shower with you. Then what?
You can't say much, much more.
No.
Robson also accused. Okay, maybe we got some here. Accuses the bad singer of showing him pornography and telling him he loved him.
Why would the state possibly go, oh, yeah, we admit to all this?
Yeah, you're right. It happened.
This stuff? Yeah, this happened.
Here's the problem with this guy. Robson famously testified on behalf of Jackson in 2005. He adamantly denied that he was ever abused by the pop star. So he's changing his whole fucking tune here. He claims to have suddenly come to this realization after the birth of his son. This is not a case of repressed memory, Robson told Today in 2013. I've never forgotten one moment of what Michael did to me, but I was psychologically and emotionally completely unable and unwilling to understand that it was sexual abuse.
Well, you know what? If you're a grown man, and I know memories are repressed and it's a horrible thing, but if you're a grown man and you look back at a man putting your hand on his dick and you don't identify that as sexual abuse, then you're a dumb grown man. You're dumb.
This guy knows what duck butter is, too, by the
All
way.
right, good.
Yeah, let's say hi to Adam in Alabama. Adam.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hello.
Hey, bro.
Hey.
I used to work with a guy in the news, and he would always talk about duck butter. I don't think he knew Michael Jackson, though, but he'd always say it's sweat from your butthole and your ball sack on your taint.
Oh, wow.
Wow. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cancel breakfast.
Yeah, exactly. Cancel breakfast and get that lube. Gotta crank a load out now thinking about that.
I want you to scrape some off into an ice tray.
So it was ball sweat on your taint?
Yeah, and ass sweat.
Yeah.
Ball and ass sweat
Ball and
meeting
ass
on your
sweat.
taint.
Oh, my
Duck butter.
God.
It's wonderful.
There you go, guys.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I like this guy. I got this for you. I'm hanging up now.
Yeah, guys.
He's very proud. He's proud of himself.
Got a new definition of duck butter. You guys can
And
continue.
here it is.
It's like that math question when you were a kid. Like if sweat leaves your asshole at 3 o'clock and then sweat leaves your balls at 2:30 and they meet. No, just a question. Just a thought. Just a thought.
So that's that then.
I don't buy it. I don't know, man. Even if he's being honest, I don't think you should get anything this many years later. The Hideout's kind of telling, though. That's provable. Did he have a place called the Hideout?
Right.
Was there something? Little place in
Yeah, but
Central City.
he was also very childlike, so a hideout could just be a little hide and seeky type thing. I don't know.
You know,
Hide and seeky.
There's too many of these stories, right?
too many of them. But again, he's a target.
But then
too.
he admitted he just, never really grew
Yeah,
up
but
and
if-
he felt
but-
more comfortable hanging out with younger people. So
It's a hard thing because if we're wrong and he just fucked a ton of kids.
Yeah.
And they're trying to deal with it now. It's like it's not like it hasn't happened. I mean, look at all these priests that one kid comes out and it makes it okay for the okay, I can do it too. All these kids these guys are keeping secrets because they don't want to be the one
Right.
that is the only one. And once they see that like 2 or 3 other people do it, it's like, you know what? I got duck buttered by this asshole too. So,
I love the fact that Corey Feldman still kind of dresses like that. It's so humiliating.
he's hurting.
I haven't seen any pics of him lately.
Oh, dude, he was at
he's
the
hurting.
memorial. Didn't he dress like him at
Yes.
the memorial? Can you see a picture of how he dressed at the memorial?
You got to think he was touched, right? I mean, he's still still dressing like Michael.
Yeah, it's
Once again, I have no idea, but I don't know. It's a little strange that he dresses like him. There you go.
Oh, my God.
yeah,
I'm
Looks
uncomfortable
like,
looking at that.
yeah,
Oh, man.
yeah. What's going on there?
You don't look cool dressing like Michael Jackson ever.
not now.
Not ever.
Well, you did
Yeah,
back
you
then.
might
the
not
one
want to
that-
look at my socks then.
Yeah, you never looked. You never looked for that jacket back in the day when it came out.
Michael
the red jacket.
No,
You never wanted one of those.
I swear, I didn't think he ever
Me
looked
neither.
cool.
Me neither.
Oh, okay, I didn't think he ever looked cool. It worked for him, I guess. But did he start a trend where a lot of people trying to dress like Michael Jackson?
Yeah, back that red jacket. Remember in
of
Beverly
people
Hills
trying-
Cop?
Sure.
Remember the opening scene when the 2 gay dudes are walking down
Eddie
and
Murphy laughs.
they both had the MJ jacket on, and then Michael wore it in both his specials.
No,
Eddie.
I mean
Eddie
Eddie.
Mur-
Yeah,
yeah, Eddie
Eddie wore it
Murphy.
in both his specials. Yeah.
Is that why he wore that delirious jacket?
Yeah, it was a Michael Jackson thing. That was wearing that leather coat. He wore the leather pants.
you think Eddie Murphy got the jacket from Michael Jackson?
Or would you
With the
think
idea.
Michael got it from Eddie?
I don't think Eddie Murphy would kind of take something from Michael Jackson.
What years were they?
Yeah, it's just a
delirious.
date.
Is
You
what,
figure it
81,
out.
82?
Yeah, something like that.
I'd love to get a jacket like that and wear it about town now. I want to go on a date in that jacket.
with the Eddie
fucking
Murphy jacket.
Leather pants and that jacket.
The Thriller jacket?
Yeah. I really want to show up and fucking pick a girl up in that outfit with a Cialis heart on and my fucking in my nice leather
And parachute pants?
Yeah, my nice parachute. You know how good a fucking Cialis ride would look in your parachute
Oh
pants?
my God.
Fucking look like God.
You can fucking see the whole helmet.
Yeah. Yeah, it sounds gross, but man.
Nice and heavy.
Fuck yeah.
A little heaviness.
Nothing
The fun
feels
of your
better.
parachute pants.
Yeah.
All right.
I wish parachute pants would come back. I want to get a pair.
I'll
I'm
find
sure
you
you
a
can
pair.
find some.
You can, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll find you a pair.
I'm sure if you went on eBay right now.
Yeah, eBay you can get some. What size waist are you now?
I bet they're reasonably priced as well.
Yeah, they're probably not going for
Look
fucking.
at that.
Why don't we get you a pair, Jimmy?
I don't know what size waist am I? I don't know, 30.
That's great.
They're probably one size fits all, right? They're stretchy.
No, they're not stretchy.
Oh, my God.
No, because I got one pair in my whole life, right on the tail end of parachute pants when they really didn't have them anymore.
You had like 6 months to wear them before, like, oh, I shouldn't be
I
wearing
wore
this.
them one day and they split coming out of school.
Why did they split?
They were too tight. They only had one size, and it wasn't my size. But they didn't have any more, so I bought them. My real dad took me.
Were you
It was like the
embarrassed
first time
when they split?
it was the first time we hung out in a long time, and he was like, "I'll buy you whatever you want." And I was like, "I want parachute pants," and we could only find this one pair, so I bought them because I didn't want to blow the opportunity of my real dad buying me something.
Oh, God.
And I remember I wore them to school, but they were too tight.
All right.
And I stepped down the stairs talking to one of the Porvecchios. They're the three, Rachel, Ronell, and Raquel, the three hottest chicks in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of them, and they split.
Were you embarrassed?
Yeah, I was embarrassed.
Did they hear it split?
They knew it split
Where
because
did
I
it
had to
split?
walk home. Like I had a doo-doo in my pants.
Oh, no.
Where did it split exactly?
Right in the fucking asshole. Right in the asshole. Just right in the eye. When those split, it's like a windshield. It's like a little tiny and then fucking I had to throw them out. It was the only thing my real dad had bought me.
Right.
So it was like I remember I had to throw them. My mother was like, "We're throwing these out." I'm like, "But no, can you fix them?"
You can patch those up, I bet, right?
Yeah. Wow, I don't know. I'm gonna throw them out.
It's too late.
Yeah.
I want a pair.
Let's get you a pair. How much are they?
We should let's get them online. I got to go to Steve because we're going to learn more about duck butter.
Oh,
thank God, Steve in New York.
Yeah, duck butter is the grease that sprinkler fitters use on the gaskets when they put the pipes together. You go in any plumbing supplies, they give me a tub of duck butter. It's nasty, gooey stuff, though.
When I read this Michael Jackson story and they said duck butter, I was assuming all along that it was some kind of greasy shit.
Yeah, it was it's too good a name.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be used for anal intercourse.
Oh, God.
Yeah, wait, was duck
Do
butter...
they recommend that at Home Depot? When
Yeah.
Is it the lube or is it cum? That's right. I'm assuming it's cum, but is it not?
I think it's all... Everything just
Get some
mixed
duck
together.
butter.
I think it's the
Some
first
sweaty ass. And
Maybe they jerk off with duck butter.
God.
Yeah, I don't think the product was named after the taint sweat.
No.
You think it came after?
Yeah.
You think Michael?
Yeah, I don't think they go, hey,
Michael
let's name it after fucking taint sweat.
Right. So Michael stole it from that.
Yeah, he's a thief.
Whenever you name a fucking a gooey product, you probably have to be careful it's not sexual. So they'll probably duck butters are very safe.
Was it an actual product? Are you looking it up? Sam has looked it up.
Yeah, I mean, no, it is. The general consensus is the duck butter is the sweat from your ball sack and anus that creates a buttery film on the grundle and butthole.
What's it? Oh, the grundle. What is that?
I've never
What is
even
the
heard that word
grundle?
grundle. No one has heard that word grundle.
No, but
Now we got to look up grundle.
I've never heard it,
Is that
and
the
it's now
taint?
I'm
I think
obsessed with
This
it.
is how you end up on the internet for 7 hours. Now I gotta look up grundle.
Someone just got at grundle.
Yeah,
I bet this is the proper term for the taint.
yeah.
Is it called the
That's what I'm
grundle?
gonna
But this is how a loop start. Like you start looking
Right.
at Grundle, and then 10 minutes later you're looking at fucking Jeff Goldblum and The Fly.
Let's see what grundle means now.
Well, Urban Dictionary calls it the prime piece of real estate located conveniently between Scrotumburg and Anusville.
Wow, it's the grundle.
Scrotumburg and anus.
You sure that's not Webster Dictionary you looked that up in?
Scrotum.
It's
and
the
anus.
taint.
The taint.
One of these days, and they use it in a sentence. One of these days, I'm going to move to the grundle. What does
Taint
that
is
even-
so much better word for that
course.
than grundle.
Ivan in Pennsylvania. Ivan.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How you guys doing?
All right.
Hello, Ivan.
Hey,
Love the show, even with Anthony Gunn. You guys are doing pretty good.
Thank you, sir.
pretty good.
You guys are talking about the grundle and duck butter and stuff like that, and I have a pretty nasty story with involving female duck butter.
Female fluids.
Oh, yeah, it's pretty bad. I was at a concert, one of those outdoor festivals, and I was right up in the front, and it's about 100 degrees out, and, you know, people, when they go crowd surfing, they come over the top of you, and the security guard lifts them over.
Right.
So you usually put your hands up to help, to push the girl over or push somebody to help. Well, I got my hand stuck, and I turn around, and there was this big, fat, punk chick with a jean skirt on, and her skirt came riding up, and right when I turned, her ass came right down on my face, and just, you ever see that scene in Along Came Polly, where Ben Stiller's face goes on the dude's stomach, and all the juice comes right down?
Yeah.
That was my face.
What it's
Right down her ass crack, and all just big fat girl sweat.
What band were you watching at the time?
I think it was actually Bad Religion. That was the band.
all right.
All right.
At that time.
What does it smell like? Do you remember?
Well, I remember just one of the worst things I remember was there was this really hot chick next to me, and I turned and looked at her, and the look on her face was probably worse than the look on mine. It was like sheer horror.
How much stuff was on your
called
face?
empathy.
It was
Exactly.
bad.
She felt for
it was,
herself.
it was like 100. It was probably like 100 degrees out. She had no underwear on. That's the worst part. And it was just straight ass sweat. Like
Just
her crack went right down the middle of my nose, like right from the top of my head down the middle of my nose, down, just completely just wiped everything on my face. And it was It was horrible. It was the worst experience of my life.
That's why I sit in the back at concerts.
Yeah, you don't get too involved.
Avoid those things.
Right.
Yeah, that was it. That was the last time I ever did it. But girl grundle or duck butter is pretty terrible. So
Yeah, it could be bad. That's for sure.
I'm going to say if that were a guy, it probably would have been bad also.
Yeah.
I don't think it's specific.
Yeah, I don't think that there's any fucking gender that's good.
Right? No way.
And there's only two.
This guy's mad because he wants to give us the medical names. Vince in New York. Are you a doctor?
Yes, sir.
Okay, go ahead.
The technical term is the perineum. Peri.
Oh, we know that.
You know how I know that?
Boring though.
I massage, and a lot of times I have to say like I injured my perineum just to get their thumbs onto it.
I would like 2 hours just on my perineum.
Exactly, because you put a knuckle deep in my perineum and run at me.
Is there any way you can put some needles in my grundle?
Perineum, yeah.
Yeah, we know that.
Perineum.
What else?
That's it.
That was it. Okay, good enough.
All right, thanks.
You got it.
That feels good though. You ever get that massage? Like you ever, during a massage, have someone even accidentally brush it? Ooh, fuck, man.
Gets you going a little bit.
Yeah, because you're not used to that area being touched.
Accidental.
Yeah, well, like if they're rubbing the inside of your leg, I mean, sometimes it's on purpose, which is even better. But if they're rubbing the inside of your leg and the finger just brushes,
when they graze, just your those little tiny hairs,
light nail, yeah,
you know, like just the microscopic hairs on your fucking ass.
Yeah,
test
can you not graze my microscopic
On your asshole or just your ass?
There's nothing better when I love when you get a real massage from a real masseuse and she accidentally grazes a nut by accident. I hate when they're just therapeutic and they tuck you in. You know what
sloppy
I mean?
massage places. All these accidentally grabbing nuts.
I love it. I love that. Just when she doesn't care about your ballsy and nuts. You know, when they care too much and they hold turn over. And
they hold the sheet up. It's like, stop it already.
And they look away. It's like,
we get it.
Fuck.
You went to massage school.
And they tuck, you know, when they tuck your leg in, they take
mummy wrap. I hate it.
They wrap you like they're taking care of their sick grandmother.
Yeah, it's not mummy wrapping me.
Yeah, I hate that.
I like a nice relaxed feeling.
Oh, how great is it when they just halfway through they just take the towel and throw it on the ground and you're just naked.
There's nothing better than the soft thud of a towel hitting a wood floor and your ass. You feel your ass is all exposed.
Oh, that air when the fucking naked air hits your asshole.
Hits your perineum.
Yeah. Oh, whoa.
That is nice.
And then when they're finishing and they're doing the butterflies and they kind of just graze it. Then you get on all fours and they pat you. Go, no, sit back down. I'm sitting there like a fucking Doberman pincher.
They don't watch on all fours, Bobby.
No.
The worst is when you grab your cock and they go like, whoa, what are you doing? Hey.
You're at like a country club spa. You're like, I don't get on all fours.
Do you ever have a girl, one of those ladies, tell you to do it yourself? I one lady grabbed my hand and put it on my cock.
Yeah.
Like, you jerk off.
She's suggesting something.
Yeah.
She's going, hey, I don't know if you've ever jerked off before.
This would be the time.
This would be it.
Sometimes, if there's nothing else going on, why not?
I've had that where I've had to jerk myself off and I've had them do it and it's like,
I've actually, I like when they do it, but now, back in the day in New York, it used to be, before the internet, it would be regular broads in the massage places. Now it's mainly, Asian places.
which I don't like.
Yeah, I like them. I don't go anymore because I'm married. I haven't gone in a long time, but back in the day, I used to go. I got awful though. Like it'd be an old Asian lady. I didn't care, and I'd still grab a boob, and I would have to. I remember one time I grabbed her boob and I picked it up. It was like flat, and I held it like a hamburger, and she was just looking at me laughing, like I'm an old Asian. What are you doing? Yeah, but I love it. I love massage. It's such a fucking great thing. You ever get one at the airport? No.
Oh yeah, actually.
Oh, where you have to, but then you're face down and like that.
No, they have the back.
Oh, really?
They have a room now.
What?
Yeah, some of the airports have a room.
My story's boring though. I've had massages in the airports, but it's pretty much in the wide open.
It's a face cradle. You're sitting there. It's a fucking
But
chair.
it's a great way to kill time when your flight's delayed.
I can't
Also,
do
you
those.
get an hour massage.
Yeah.
But now they have back rooms.
They have a room. They have a room one you can go in. You can request the room.
How much does that cost at the airport? It's gonna be
Same
Yeah,
$60,000. I can't do the cradle ones because my ass crack always hangs out.
But in the room, maybe in the back, you dressed?
You can no. I leave my underwear on
Where do you put your luggage in this scenario?
in the room. In the room.
Yeah, you're supposed to watch your luggage at all times.
Not all of them have the room, but
You
some
make
of them
sure
have
it's
the room.
right below the hole for your head.
Your
You gotta watch your luggage.
Diverted because
I
Watch your luggage.
I went to one of those Asian places, and around 20 minutes into the massage, I looked down. There's a dude's feet in flip flops.
They switched on you?
I just looked. No, they didn't have enough. They didn't have enough women, so the guy at the front came in and was giving me. I was sitting there going, "Wow, she's got really weird, like long fingernails."
You looked down.
I mean, it's just fucking dude feet in like these little flowery Asian cheap flip flops.
So he turned off.
Yeah, of course. His hands smelled like fucking.
Did he have nail fungus?
I don't know what he had. I just looked up. I go, "What are you doing?" He's like, "We're busy." I was like, "Fucking beat it! I don't want this."
We're busy.
He had fingernails. I remember that. I remember the fingernails. I didn't like that.
Would you have been mad if he stuck his fingers in your mouth?
In my mouth?
Yeah.
In my mouth, yeah. That's not part of a massage. Look at Sal. Jesus Christ.
Why don't we take a break? We could talk about massages and Sal certainly after the break. Todd Barry's going to be at Caroline's next week.
Yeah, the 15th and 16th.
Anything else going on? The special on Louis C.K.'s site?
Yeah, I'm doing a tour of the Midwest starting the 19th. St. Louis, Omaha, Kansas City.
Nice.
Fargo.
He's one of the funniest guys out there. Right?
Todd's a great comedian.
He's a fucking killer.
I like you guys
So
as well.
unique too, man. He's silhouetted himself. He's just original, funny guy.
Yeah, one guy who does not fucking pander to the audience.
How was your time with Seinfeld? I'm a big fan of comedians in cars getting coffee. Big fan.
It was fun, but it was a little different because I've known him from the clubs just to say hi to him. But I've never ever hung out with him.
Yeah, he makes
so it's a little weird to have your first ever hangout
on camera.
Yeah,
because he makes it sound like you guys have all been friends forever.
Yeah, I mean it was really fun and he was really nice, but it's you just kind of had that thing we were talking about earlier. Where like, oh, I'm supposed to really turn it on,
right?
And
would he open the conversation? I didn't see it, and then again, I know they edit. So would he open the discussion with something and lead you into something, or was it just a natural?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a natural thing, and then certain things, like there was one thing that got cut out that I wish didn't get cut out, where he goes, "What do you think I should do with my career?" Just thought it was hilarious that he would be like, "Well, you seem to make good choices," but yeah, it was funny. But
what kind of car did he have for you? Because each car is
MGB,
unique to that person.
Is that a car?
MGB. Was it a little two-seater?
Yeah. Yeah, because I told him. He called me to do the show, and then
how did he get your number? That's the first thing I would have asked him.
That was the weird thing because it's
LX. Sorry, go ahead.
He actually did. Like I was with my girlfriend getting frozen yogurt, and this call comes through that I didn't recognize, and I didn't take it. And then I checked, and he left me like a 1.5 2-minute message.
That's strange.
But like he didn't have like an assistant call me or anything. Like he just called me himself.
I just got a phone call the other night and I didn't pick it up. I should have picked it up. I didn't recognize the number.
I'll tell you if it was Seinfeld.
And that's the beauty of Seinfeld, because he knows if he calls, any comedian alive will take his call. This is a well put together show.
Here's your car
man.
right
really
here.
Is.
Oh yeah.
This is a 1966 MGB Roadster in tartan red with a black leather interior.
I did all the music.
It has a 4-cylinder, 1.8 liter engine.
That's me beatboxing.
To me, this car.
We're not really going to watch this. Huh?
No, just for a minute.
Okay. You get nervous watching yourself?
Yeah.
No, just for a minute. 'Cause I've not seen it.
I'm curious of the inside stuff. Like, I just assumed you guys hung out all the time. It's fascinating that you're hanging out for the first time here.
And how does he shoot like that? Like on the camera?
Well, he has there's two cars following the car.
Okay.
And he's got GoPros in the car.
He's got GoPros in the car.
Maybe the world could be a fun place.
Honestly, though, the production value on this is fucking amazing. Yeah. How well done this is.
Jerry Seinfeld. Oh, hey, how's it going? Remember we had talked about getting together to have coffee? Oh, yeah. I happen to be in the East Village. I happen to have a vintage sports car. Everything I asked for. All right, let's do this.
Remember that time we talked about getting coffee?
Comedians in cars.
It was a good episode.
Thank you.
Today, my guest.
We don't have to play the whole thing.
I just want to see the link. Can we see the intro?
I'm a comedian. I love dry guys. Todd has been on many TV shows, including Dr. Katz and Louie. He also had a featured role in the Academy Award-nominated film The Wrestler.
Yes, he did.
Todd told me he's never been in a sports car in his life, so I wanted to start him off in the classic.
I don't live in this building anymore, by the way.
What's up? How you doing? That's a beauty. So tell me what this neighborhood is about. Why are you here? Because it's fun. It's a lot of...
So forgot you
This guy has no interest in consonants, just vowels. I love that you've never been in a sports car.
I know.
It's like a guy who never had chocolate or never saw the sun.
It's a great show.
But look at how well
So the
shot. I
whole
can't get
idea
over
of
the
this
fucking
thing
way it's
is-
done. It's so
It's-
professional.
it's a great show.
Everything this guy does is just like you said, he makes good career choices, man. He just doesn't do shit. He doesn't do
But
garbage.
he might have a few bucks to spend on the production.
That's a
value
great
of
point,
his,
too.
of his projects.
I'm looking at a guy worth $250 million and wondering why I can't put together a project
Well,
like
I got a
this.
second camera in there.
Yeah. Gee, why can't I drive a different Porsche and pick up comedians?
He could use a helicopter if
But
he
it is-
wanted.
it's-
He doesn't.
He does
They
it
did
pretty
in that
carefully.
shot.
No, he uses
I
the
know what you
drones.
mean.
Thank you. He's used drones in some of his episodes.
But he's pretty loose, like, because we went to the Coney Island to get coffee, and then he wanted another cup. Sorry about that.
That's right.
So I said, why don't we go to this place I go to almost every day?
Oh, that
Kind
gives
of
you
just
credibility.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
But it was so funny because in Coney Island, it was just like the iPhone paparazzi, just people getting up in his face and just then going to like a cool East Village coffee shop. People like kind of looking up. It's like, come on.
How did he handle all the? Because Jerry seems like he's pleasant, but he just seems like he's been so bothered for so many years that he's pretty.
Yeah,
comfortable
I wondered.
saying.
I mean, he's pretty good with it, but I think he does have to. You sort of have to walk through with like a little bit of a tunnel vision, robotic,
Right.
Just because there's just so many people constantly.
Right.
I like the
face.
fact that it's not just the comics being interviewed by comics. The car aspect really kind of breaks the ice and gives you something else to talk about at the beginning.
Yeah, because like I said, he called me back and said, is there any kind of car that is special to you as a meaning? And I was like, I've never really been a car guy, and I've always had just like shitty cars. And then I go, but I've never been a sports car. He's like, oh, okay, we can work with that. So
Yeah.
it did give us a little.
It gives you something to kind of get into.
Yeah.
Right.
No.
You should have lied and said something really hacky and awful and brand new, like a 2012 Corvette.
I love
Just
Rolls Royce limos.
Just something that would have annoyed him, like the old Taurus, a Ford Taurus.
Yeah. Well, he actually he loves cars so much though. He's had some shitty cars on the show.
Yeah, the one he picked Michael Richards up.
Right.
Was
I forgot what it was.
Well, I hope it wasn't a Cadillac, because Michael,
And,
black people.
And he had a DeLorean for Patton Oswalt.
Yeah, which
And that-
broke down.
And that
yeah.
broke down. So
Yeah.
Was that Patton's episode or yours?
No, it's
Patton. Yeah, Patton Oswalt had a.
I broke
DeLorean.
down in my episode. Patton's car. broke down.
Oh, you just broke down and
I
wept?
just started crying.
That's what I want to do. I want to do comedians in cars, and I want to fucking openly weep and make everybody uncomfortable.
Right.
Just muscle in your saddest story. What's going on?
I don't know. We're looking
Some
at
rappers are outside, obviously.
Sometimes they
going
should-
into Sway. Wow. That's an intimidating crew out there, huh?
No,
Why are you laughing, Sal?
Who is it?
I don't know.
Somebody famous.
We'll find out. We're going to take a break. So Todd Barry is here. Caroline's next weekend. And Bobby, what do you got going on?
I got tomorrow night. I'm at the Comedy Connection doing one show in Rhode Island.
Nice.
One show.
One quick show
And
in
then
Rhode Island
because
tomorrow night.
Friday night, my hour special that we shot live from the Village Underground got accepted into the Rhode Island International Film Festival.
Ah, hoity-toity.
Yeah, so it's up at the Providence Performing Arts Center. Friday night, we're going to do the showing in the theater, and it's 1,800 seats, which is ridiculous because we shot, it's a 200. We shot it in a 200 seat venue.
Yeah.
But this is so I'm trying to get some people to go, so it's not just me.
You should show the
And,
special and then do that same hour live.
Live,
Right after. During the Q&A. Just
Or
do
do you
that
do
same
this-
hour.
Well, I think you do it live first, and then show the special.
Then people know and laugh.
Well, it's in competition with films. It's the only, so it's a weird.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So we're doing Q&A after, which is kind of weird because you're up for weird questions from people that might not be fans of my
Indie film
comedy.
people have a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
So I'm joking.
Yeah. So
All right, there you have it. We'll continue. Stay there.
Ahoy, mateys! Time to launch back onto the seven seas with your favorite aqua adventurer, Captain Louis!
It was my first day in the boat. I just bought it, but it was a big fucking boat with 2 engines, and it's really complicated to drive. I took Chris Rock and my manager out on it. We went out to the Statue of Liberty, and there was this thing floating in the water. Chris saw it. I said, what is that? And it was this big thing, and it was dark. It was night. It was like 1 in. So it looked like, like a big round raft. That's what it looked like to me. And I yelled over, hey, is anyone in that boat? And then we noticed that it was coming towards us, like kind of with some speed. And Chris goes, get the fuck away from from that thing. Like, it was creepy. So I backed away from it, and I put a light on it, and it looked like a giant manhole cover sticking out of the river. This was the weirdest night fucking ever. And it's right by the Statue of Liberty. It's like, I don't know, 20 feet across, and it's moving. It's leaving a wake. So I call up, and then this woman came on and says, New York Harbor Coast Guard, give me your phone number. So I give her my number. This guy calls. He goes, describe it as well as you can. I go, I don't want to cause a problem, but it looks like the hatch of a submarine, and it's headed towards Lower Manhattan. That's what I'm seeing, and I'm sure it's not that, but my main concern is it's not lit, and it could cream anything that hits it's going down. And the guy goes, all right, well, I'll call a boat and send them to you. So he hangs up, and like 20 minutes later, there's nobody there. So anyway, I call back, and they're not sending anybody, and I at one point, I got crazy, and I was like, you are the Coast Guard, and I am saying to you now, there's a submarine attacking Lower Manhattan. I'm saying it. And then they're like, we're trying to get park police over here. I'm like, send a fucking helicopter. And he kept asking me to hover. We kept hovering around it and stuff. And then finally this big police boat comes and shines like a massive light on it. And then he calls me on the radio. Hey, Captain, are you the one who reported this? And I go, yeah. And he goes, it's a mooring ball. It's been there since 1965. Mooring balls are so you don't have to throw an anchor down. You just hook up to it. And I go, what if you don't see it? And the guy goes, well, most people navigating those waters know what the fuck they're doing. I have no business being on the water. And I would have hit it if I hadn't stopped at the Statue of Liberty to show it off to Chris and them.